You might remember just a few weeks ago that forecast was not much different from what we're seeing today. High winds, adverse conditions prompted Xcel to shut off power to tens of thousands of customers.
Now, thousands of those customers are speaking up about the power shutoffs that disrupted schools, businesses, and families. With high winds in the forecast and in an attempt to reduce wildfire risk, Xcel shut off power twice in December to more than 50,000 customers along the Front Range. Now, many of the Coloradans impacted by those shutoffs are voicing their concerns to Colorado's Public Utilities Commission. Your investigator, Brian Moss, has been looking through all of that feedback. So, Brian, what are people saying?
Well, a lot of people who are commenting on the PUC website, they do understand why Xcel preemptively did cut off their power. But many of those weighing in do not think the power pause was necessary or justified and are expressing their frustration. After all, many had no heat for days. All their food went bad, and they were quite literally left in the dark. One of the 50,000 affected by the December public safety power shutoffs, Eric Blank, who lost power for 24 hours 2 times.
Had to replace all the food in the refrigerator and the freezer. So
Blank knows he's not alone. He is chairman of Colorado's Public Utilities Commission, which met last month to discuss the preemptive power shutoffs that negatively impacted so many Colorado residents. But he said while he was impacted by the precautionary power shutdown, he understands Xcel's rationale of trying to prevent wildfires.
there were wind gusts of over 100 miles an hour, and there were hundreds of down power lines at a time when the moisture content of the soil was unusually low.
The PUC has received significant feedback on its website, where it's posted a survey and an opportunity for those affected to share their stories. One poster saying they lost power for 6 days, the single most stressful event of my life, they wrote. Others saying Xcel was overreacting to the Marshall Fire. The utility is paying out $640 million to settle legal claims, the money going to property owners and insurance companies, but Xcel is not admitting fault. In Golden, wrote one customer of the December shutoffs, the winds on the 19th were mild. The afternoon was calm, yet thousands were left to suffer. We watched food rot and seniors sit in cold homes for a crisis that never materialized. Another saying Xcel disseminated misleading and inaccurate information around the power outages.
A real heightened level of frustration from a number of folks that we certainly saw in a lot of those comments.
And they've been coming in every day. So much that the Public Utilities Commission recently voted to begin a process that will likely lead to more formal ways to collect public feedback about those public safety power shutoffs.
We need to hear from impacted communities and customers about their experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'd also like to request...
Now, Xcel says proactively shutting off the power was not a step they took lightly and was a last resort to try to prevent wildfires. They said their decision was guided by weather and environmental factors and was based on the best information available at the time. A lot of people out there may still want to weigh in with the Public Utilities Commission, so we're posting this story on our website and putting links in there so people can take the PUC 11-question survey or just put their comments in about how they feel about the power shutoff.
I'm sure more people will respond. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.